It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
Congratulations again to Jessica Rawls. She's our first week winner. She gets $25 to go to Pappy McGregor's. And she gets to pick all her favorite songs from Steve Miller to play this week 4 times a day at 8:20, 12:20, 5:20, and 7:20 every evening. It's all brought to you by our friends over there at Donahue Truck Centers, your home for Hino Trucks, as well as the North County Realtor, Mr. Fred Bruin. All you have to do is make your picks. Go to KZOZ.com. We're going to play her Steve Miller song coming up at 8:20 this morning. First, it's time for Dumbass of the Day, and it's brought to you by Peterson's U-Cart. Their summer sale going on right now. 10% off walk-on bark, garden soil, compost, and topsoil. It's now through the end of September at Peterson's U-Cart, 805-466-2840.
How pathetic can some people be?
I'm sick of activists. Everybody's a activist in Los Angeles. Everybody's like an animal activist. I love animals too. But if I see one more person walking a dog with a coat on it, I'm going to stab him. I swear to God. That's the first sign of mental illness. You start dressing up your pets, okay? Take the snorkel jacket off the Chihuahua. The dog was born with a coat. He doesn't need another one. It's like giving an alligator false teeth. Leave him alone. We don't even have kennels now. We have doggy hotels in this country. Did you see this? We got people sleeping on the streets in this country, yet somewhere there's a poodle pissed off because a maid didn't leave a liver snap on his pillow last night. I got a lady that lives next to me that talks to her pets like she thinks they're human. She's yelling at her dog last week. She's going, "Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?" I go, I think his hearing's perfect. It's the English language that's throwing him off a tad. Maybe he can't hear you because he's wearing earmuffs and a hat.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
The second sign of mental illness has to be stripping naked because establishment will not allow you to enter it with your pet.
Okay, saw the headline, had to click on the video. Because you figure if somebody...
there's video? I didn't know there was video.
Oh, there's video, because this was a gym, right?
Yeah.
And it said woman wouldn't got naked because they wouldn't let her cat in.
Yeah, this happened in
and
Taiwan.
I thought, well, God, if she's working out, she must be pretty good looking, but it was all blurry. They blurred it out, man.
She's a 56-year-old woman. So
I didn't know that. Never mind.
Her name's Chen. She went to
Chen.
She went to the World Gym in Tamsui, Taiwan, with her orange cat. She got stripped of her membership last month because she went into the gym with her orange cat.
No cats allowed.
So she returned to the gym, and then with her cat, and they said, "Sorry, your membership's been revoked, and you can't enter here with your cat." She argued with the personal trainers for a while. She claimed to have a gun and a hand grenade.
Oh, wow.
And then she realized, well, I don't have those, but the next best thing is me taking off all my clothes and walking around inside the gym.
Obviously, there's something wrong with this person.
She did this for 30 minutes.
I mean, think about it. Number one, you bring your cat to a gym. All right, some people are weird. They don't get other people, but and rules and why they might have a rule for that. And then you bring them back, and then you flip out, and then you start threatening people with weapons, and then, okay, well, that didn't work, so I'm going to get naked.
So there was 30 minutes of chaos and confusion. She walked around for 30 minutes.
Inside the gym?
Inside the gym, naked, because what are you going to do? If you see somebody naked and you know they're not supposed to be naked?
Yeah. I saw the video.
I'm not going to go and try to apprehend them.
She was doing the thing with the ropes. You know, you get a rope in each hand, and you kind of shake it up and down. Mm-hmm. Everything shakes that way.
Yes.
So whoever blurred her out did a good job. She was moving all over the place.
Everything.
Yeah, everything was jiggling.
She was eventually subdued by police when they arrived, and they made her put on clothes, then taken to the hospital for a medical checkup.
Notice when you go to a gym, sometimes certain people act like they own the place. I mean, everybody has a membership right there, right? Everybody pays their membership just like anybody else, but certain people feel like it's their gym.
You are asking the wrong person.
Gosh. It's the only thing I like about these public gyms, man. Some people walk around like they own the place. Getting naked in the locker room, walking around. I mean, I know it's a shower, but whatever. Some people are a little bit more private. Letting everything hang. Not good.
They'd get along swimmingly with Jen, wouldn't they? Congratulations, Chen. You're Jeff and Jeremy.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love U-Cart. You save.
I love seeing these things when they post things that people that were born or that are graduating high school never knew existed. You know, like an old phone, like a rotary phone that you'd have to dial back and forth. Well, Car and Driver did 30 old school car features that most people under 30 may have never seen or used. And one of them was the.
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Like this is the Family Feud, and then you can tell
number
me.
one answer on the board.
I'm going to say an AM only radio.
Yeah, probably, right? But that's not one that they listed here, but I'd say that's definitely, that's not the number one answer on the board. The number one answer on the
if
board.
it's not listed there, then nothing. It's not an answer at all. I get an X.
The number one answer on the board is a cassette player and even a CD player.
Yeah.
All the way down to crank windows. Remember the windows? I mean, I don't know. Cars don't have crank windows?
So
is everything automatic now?
We had to rent a U-Haul recently, and my daughter wanted to ride in the U-Haul because that meant she got to ride on the front
truck,
seat.
yeah.
So I was like, fine, you can ride in the U-Haul. And then her mom needed to come tell her something while I was in the driver's seat, and they only have manual windows in U-Hauls because they're bare bones. They're
Sure.
bare bones as can be. And so my daughter goes to open the window and she doesn't know what to do. She's looking at me. She's looking at
Where's
her
the
mom.
button?
She's like holding her hands up in the air. We had to instruct her on it, and she was so amazed at the contraption that she just sat there and played with it for the rest of the day. She was like, "Wow, this is cool."
Cranking it up and down. Yeah. Even manual transmissions are, I guess, 5-speed. I guess you don't see that as common anymore unless you're buying maybe a sports car or a certain kind of truck.
My mom has she's the little old lady from Pasadena. They have a Acura Integra that they never drive. Sits in the garage in great condition, and it has maybe 80,000 miles on it.
Is it that one that she's had forever?
Yeah,
that I remember.
She bought it in 2001.
Oh yeah,
2001 is when she got that car, and it's when we go visit, if we don't rent a car and they pick us up at the airport, that's our driver, which is a terrible car for kids because it's a 2-door and it's a fun car, and Honda made a really good car with the Acura Integra. It's interesting because driving a stick after putting hundreds and thousands of miles on automatics and then going to drive a stick is a process. I mean, it's like riding a bike. It comes back to you, but still, it's like, oh yeah, you got to shift. It's fun. It's fun driving a stick. I love driving sticks.
I'm trying to think the last time I drove a stick. I don't think it would have any issues, but it's been a while. Well, remember that car I had in college was a stick, that Honda.
Oh, it was?
Oh yeah.
The Accord was a stick?
It was a 5-speed,
Really?
yeah, which was rare.
Yeah,
even
because
back then.
the Accord was like the top of the line car that Honda was offering at the time.
And maybe I didn't have the top of the line. That's why it did have power windows and locks and all that kind of stuff.
It had that annoying seatbelt that came over you. God, I hate that.
That thing sucked. But I always wanted an automatic when I had it because I don't know, you're a busy college student, you're eating as you're driving, and I'm always having to shift and things like that. I'm lucky I never.
When did that annoying seatbelt that came over you go away?
That was an early 90s thing. I only think that was around for a couple of years.
Yeah, because it was terrible.
Yeah, and it's like the shoulder or the chest harness strap, whatever, would always be connected, and it would.
Yeah, it would push to the front of the car when you got out, when you opened the door, and then it would come back over you when you closed the door and started the car. And God, that was annoying.
AM radio, by the way, came in number 20 on the top 50 things that you don't see. Oh, handbrake is a good. My new truck. Okay, not only does it not have a place to put your key in, which I still reach for the key all the time, but it's a push button emergency brake now.
That's so weird.
Which is weird because in an emergency, could you actually use that? Probably not. The electrical computer system wouldn't let you do it. Where before, if your brakes went out, you could pull up on that e-brake.
So it's a parking brake. It's not an emergency brake.
Exactly.
The emergency brake needs to be something that is manually done. Like mine is a pedal that you push to the floor. My wife's is the thing in the middle of the console that you pull up on. And that's that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like I've gotten so like Paso Ford when they were giving us cars to use, they're newer cars, and I'm like, I remember looking at the parking brake situation, being like, this is not going to save me if I need to use it in an emergency. So the little lever you pull up, like rolling up the window.
So funny. The little rubber strips they used to put on your door rub strips. So when people would open their door at a shopping center, it would hit that rubber strip instead of denting your car. Why did they get rid of that?
It looks ugly,
I guess,
but still,
it sucks when you come out and there's a big mark on your door.
I think I'm going to go buy some of those.
You can probably just paste them on.
Yeah,
just glue them right to the side of
what are those called?
Your rig.
They're like boat bumpers. When you pull your boat up to the dock and you throw the bumpers out so the boat doesn't slam up against the dock.
Boat bumpers.
But how often are we're using our cars a hell of a lot more than we're using our boats. Boats still have them. Why don't our cars have them?
What is it, something that we used to see back in the 90s and 80s that we don't see in cars anymore? You can let us know, 805-543-3693. I'm sure there's something we didn't think about that we'd love to see.
I have one that I think did not make your list.
What is that?
I'll tell you coming up.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
We're sitting here talking about things that you don't see in cars anymore. Somebody wrote a CB radio. Remember, my grandpa had a CB radio in his pickup, and he never let me touch it. He's like, no, don't touch that. That's for adults only. I'm like, come on, man. I watch Chips. I want to get on the radio.
So useless.
And I never saw him use it one time.
Exactly.
I'm like, what's the point of that?
Exactly. My grandpa had them in every vehicle he had. And I'd be like, hey, when are you going to use that? Talk to some people. He's like, I don't need to. He had it. I'm convinced the reason why he had the CB radio in the car is just to be a voyeur on what other people were doing.
So he could listen.
He would listen to it sometimes, but that's it. He would just listen to what other people's conversations were. That was stupid. And I remember, like, he'd always have it like on, I forget what the number was. Maybe it was 17 or 19 because that was like the trucker channel or something like that.
17, I think. I think it was 17. And my grandpa drove a truck.
And he'd always listen to the conversations that the truckers were having. I'd be like, why are you listening to other people's conversations? He's like, well, because you can find out, what's going on the road. It's like a traffic report.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, but come on. I mean.
Yeah, because back in the day, truckers were on those CB radios all the time. We were talking to a guy just a few months ago, says he's a trucker, never uses it. It just uses his cell phone now. Never uses the radio. But they still have them. They still have them in there, I guess, for emergency.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could get in an area where there's not a lot of service, like if you're long haul trucker or something like that. My thing that I don't see on cars anymore that I used to see a lot, and I don't see at all, and this is going to open up my conspiracy once again, the conspiracy of the collusion between the auto insurance companies and the auto manufacturers of America and worldwide, is colors. You don't see cars that are colors anymore.
We've brought this up before.
Blue, red, yellow, green, anything that stands out.
You're starting to see more colors now, though.
Anything
I've seen Honda has a slate gray.
That's not a
bluish
color.
Gray. That's a bluish gray. What color do you want? Purple?
I want something that stands out.
Like canary yellow?
I cannot tell you how many times I have almost pulled out in front of a car because I didn't see the car because they blended in with their surroundings because they had no colors. It was charcoal gray, or it was white, or it was black. I mean, that's the only thing that we have now.
Maroon.
I very rarely see red cars or yellow cars or blue cars or green cars. And I think it's because they don't blend in with the surroundings. And the manufacturers got together with the insurance companies, and the insurance companies are like, listen, we could cause more accidents if, or maybe not the insurance companies, but the collision, the body shops of the world. We could cause more accidents if you guys had more nondescript colors of your cars.
But I mean, you think about it, it's like usually a blue, like some sort of blue, some sort of red or burgundy, silver, white,
I don't see
black.
I see very rarely red, and if it's red, it's a very subdued red, like you said, like a burgundy.
Like a crimson. I went over to Paso Ford, and I was looking at all the new Ford colors. And no, that is kind of the thing now. It's it's.
Look at that out there.
What are you looking for?
There's like a dark blue, charcoal gray, red. There is one red out there, but it's like a 98 Ford Ranger.
Okay. Because you don't see that red anymore.
Yeah.
Is that like fire engine red?
No, it's like a crimson. What else? White. Like a midnight blue. A lot of like darker colors. It's just darker colors. It's annoying. I'm not a fan. I believe people used to like to use their cars to show off their individuality. But to that being said, I don't think I would ever buy a red or a yellow or a blue car.
What about a candy apple green car? Oh, so you want to see it, but you don't want to buy it. Or lemon yellow. I've always owned black cars for the most part. I've had a silver and black and my charcoal gray. I've never had a light colored car, unless silver, I guess, would be close to a light colored car. Turquoise. Anyways, I wonder why it is. What is your theory again?
That the auto manufacturers have gotten together with the body shops of America, and they've decided, okay, body shops of America have given auto manufacturers a certain amount of money to make cars that blend in with the surroundings, therefore making sure that they stay in business. It's collusion. That's my conspiracy theory of the day.
So your theory is, when you say body shops, are you talking about body shops that fix cars if they get in a wreck?
Yeah, because if cars aren't getting in a wreck, because when I see if a red car's coming, I see it because it's red,
right,
or yellow.
What if it's black?
Like, what else do we put on the road? Do we give Caltrans workers vests that blend in with the surroundings? No, we don't. We give them an orange and yellow vest.
Right.
So really, if we were about safety on the road, we would make it a mandate to put reflective tape and all that stuff on the cars. But the body shops would go out of business if we did that.
Oh my gosh. Well, you live in the right state to start coming up with laws like that.